Have you ever felt rhythm in the air before your body even started to move? That is dance already alive inside you. My name is Ivanka Barrera. I am a dancer, choreographer and dance researcher. In this video, I invite you to explore how dance lives in the body through rhythm, history and movement. Today, I invite you on a journey into cha-cha-cha. Let's go! Cha-cha-cha is one of those dances that sounds playful even before you see it. The name itself feels like rhythm, light, sharp, and full of joy. But behind this flirt sound lies a deep culture story of Cuba, migration, music, and the body learning how to listen in a new way. Cha-cha-cha was born in Cuba in the early 1950s, not on a stage, not in a ballroom, but inside social dance halls, places where people gathered after work to dance, flirt, and breathe a little easier. At the time, Cuban dance floors were dominated by danzón, an elegant, structured partner dance rooted in European traditions. Danzón was refined, controlled, almost aristocratic. But Cuban musicians and dancers were changing. The body wanted more freedom, more rhythm, more play. Everything began with Enrique Jorin, a violinist and composer from Havana. Jorin noticed something important while playing danzón mambo pieces. Dancers were struggling to follow the complex syncopations of the music. The rhythm was too sophisticated for the average social dancer. So he did something revolutionary. He simplified the rhythm. Instead of complex polyrhythms, Jorin emphasized a clear, repetitive structure, allowing dancer to move together with the music more naturally. In 1953, he composed a piece called La Engañadora. This song is considered the official birth of cha-cha-cha. As people danced to it, something magical happened. When dancers performed the small, quick triple step, their shoes brushed the floor and created a sound, cha-cha-cha. The dance named itself, not by theory, but the movement. Unlike danzón, cha-cha-cha invited playfulness. The steps became shorter, the knees softer, the hips began to speak more clearly. It was still elegant, but now it smiled. Cha-cha-cha quickly spread through Havana's dance halls and clubs. It became popular because it was accessible. You didn't need formal training, you only needed to listen and respond. Musically, cha-cha-cha lives between structure and freedom. It is often counted as 2-3 cha-cha-cha. But what truly defines it is not counting, it is clarity. Every step has intention, every pause has meaning. By the mid-1950s, cha-cha-cha traveled beyond Cuba, first to Mexico and the United States, then to Europe. Dance teachers quickly recognized its charm and its potential. And here, the dance began to change. In international ballroom culture, cha-cha-cha was standardized. The tempo increased. The movement became sharper. The posture more upright. The hip action codified, exaggerated, and highly visible. This is how modern ballroom cha-cha-cha was born. Fast, precise, athletic, and explosive. But in Cuba, cha-cha-cha remained something else entirely. It never stopped being social. It never stopped being folkloric, not in the academic sense, but in the living one. Cha-cha-cha counted to be danced at family celebration, neighborhood parties, local fiestas, and community gathering. Not for jokes, not for trophies, but for connection. In these spaces, cha-cha-cha doesn't need perfect lines or extreme hip action. It breathes naturally. The steps adapt to the room, to the partner, to the moment. This social cha-cha-cha carries collective memory. It holds the elegance of danzón, the African rhythmic pulse beneath the music and the emotional warmth of Cuban social life. It is passed down not through studios, but through observation, imitation, and shared experience. Here, cha-cha-cha functions as folklore, not frozen in the past, but alive, flexible, and human. The dance shifts slightly from one neighborhood to another, from one generation to the next, and that variation is not a mistake, it is the reason the dance survives. This contrast reveals the true nature of cha-cha-cha. It lives between words, between social dance and performance, between African rhythm and European structure, between control and play. For the dancer's body, cha-cha-cha is a lesson in articulation. It teaches clean weight transfer, coordination, and independence between feet, knees, hips, and torso. It demands presence. You can't rush cha-cha-cha even though it moves quickly. Emotionally, cha-cha-cha is confidence without aggression. It doesn't seduce loudly. It teases. It invites. That is why cha-cha-cha survived decades of musical change. Why it continues to appear in Latin clubs, social dance floors, family celebrations, and international competition around the world. Because cha-cha-cha is not just a rhythm, it is not just a style, it is a conversation between music and the body. And somewhere in a Cuban hall, on a worn wooden floor, or at a family gathering, the floor still answers back. Cha-cha-cha.